freelancers make a very, very important contribution to the UK economy, often driving forward innovation, delivering valued local services, and also, from a trade union perspective, perhaps most importantly, creating jobs for working people. And we very much welcome the opportunity to participate in tonight's discussion and to talk a bit more about what the Taylor Review might mean for the SME sector and also for the self-employed. But before I come maybe onto a few reflections on that particular area, I'd like to outline why the TUC and the whole trade union movement felt that the Taylor Review was so timely and so desperately needed. Now, according to TUC research, and there are always different statistics that are used when we talk about precarious work, but the TUC's research has suggested that we have at least 3 million working people in the UK. That's at least 1 in 10 of the UK workforce that now face job insecurity. We can talk about where the differences are, by the way, between the statistics. I'm very happy to take those questions. And when we define self-insecurity, we are looking at a wide variety of groups, not just simply the low-paid self-employed, who we've heard a bit about this evening, but also those people who are on zero-hours contracts and agency workers. Now, if you believe some of the media, you would see, or you would believe, that the growth in insecurity in our labour market at the present time has principally been driven by new technology and the growth of online platform work. But our analysis actually shows that much of the growth of insecurity has been in more traditional parts of the labour market, including education, hospitality and social care. Indeed, much of it within the public sector, which is obviously a matter of concern. Also, analysis of the statistics show that insecurity tends to be concentrated amongst those who already face labour market disadvantage, be it women, be it BME workers, be it also those individuals who work in many of the poorest regions of the UK, where insecure work is often the only form of employment that is on offer. Now, some like to argue, and we may well have a debate tonight, that these new forms of employment, well, zero-hours contracts, in some cases they're not new actually at all, zero-hours contracts, agency working and self-employment provide individuals with welcome flexibility and choice. And of course we recognise that for some that is the case. But for many, and potentially even the majority, they tell us at the TUC a very different story. And we have been talking and reaching out to many of those in insecure work in recent years. And what they tell us is that in practice, while their employers say, well, this type of contract provides you with choice, they in practice have very, very little choice, if indeed any at all, over the hours that they work. Indeed, they say and they report that they are expected constantly to be at the beck and call of their employer, which all of us would realise that makes it virtually impossible to plan any childcare or to plan family life. And indeed also the other thing that we and Systems Advice and others have reported is that many of these workers express concern about the uncertainty of the number of hours they're going to get any week and how much pay they're going to take home, which means it's very difficult to plan financially, and for many it's simply impossible ever to get access to a mortgage, and even some struggle to get a private sector rental agreement. Our experience is also that many of these individuals lose out on key employment rights, and that includes those who are falsely labelled as self-employed within the labour market. As a result, they can be sacked without notice, they're not entitled to redundancy pay when the work dries up, and also they're not even guaranteed the right to return to their job that they may have been doing for many years, but to return to their job after maternity leave or paternity leave. Our research also shows that many in insecure work also lose out on pay, with zero-hours contract workers earning 34% less per hour than the average employee, whilst agency workers face a 20% pay penalty. Now, our analysis suggests that the costs of insecure work largely arise from the inherent imbalance of power that exists within the employment relationship. As a result of this imbalance, what we have seen in recent years is that some employers, particularly the unscrupulous, have been able to transfer all the risks associated with insecurity and flexibility onto the worker, whilst they continue to reap the financial rewards. But of course, it's not just workers who bear the costs of growing insecurity. Reputable businesses also face unfair competition from those employers who look to avoid the rules or even to break them.